I wanted to know everything I could. I was absolutely not going to die like this. Not without knowing anything. I definitely won't. Regarding Rena Ryugu-san, I did a bit of digging. Yeah, well, it wasn't much. I understood that Oishi-san was talking in circles. A bit meant I dug so deep it would be hard to discuss with you since you're her friend. I want to know everything from your research. I don't think you'll be very interested in what I have to say, though. Oishi-san. I spoke as calmly as possible to Oishi-san, who was continuing to avoid the issue. And then I said it. I think Rena Ryugu is suspicious. Even if the past incidences were from Oyashiro-sama's curse, Rena Ryugu is involved. Do you have some sort of proof that makes you believe Rena-san is suspicious? Well, she just confessed to following me and stalking me. The manner of which Oishi-san spoke became very firm. Do you have some sort of proof? That was him talking as a detective. I only have circumstantial evidence. I see. I could tell even over the phone how disappointed Oishi-san was. Well, it's not like you can have like a written document from her claiming, yeah, I did it. Pulling on the fishing line when he felt a bite, only to reel in the bait. Disappointed, but ready to cast the line once more. That's how it seemed. Oishi-san, you can't do anything without physical proof, can you? What I meant was you can't come and save me without proof. I stuck that barb in there. As Oishi-san loved roundabout ways of saying things, he understood me just fine. It's fine, Mayabara-san. I'll protect you. Yeah, I don't believe that. That was not the least bit reassuring. No shit. Oishi-san was just using me to continue his investigation. I was just going to get killed and my corpse would be an important piece of evidence. That was all I was to him. Whether I'm alive or dead may be of no concern to your investigation, but it's all over for me when I die. Oishi-san went silent on the other end of the line. It may have been too blunt, but I didn't care. All I needed to relay to Oishi-san was that I was currently in a very dangerous position. So please, tell me about Rena. Satoshi transferred out. Not too far in the future, I'll probably also do what Rena called transferring out as well. But you won't be able to find my corpse. You haven't even been able to find Satoshi's body yet. Alright, Mayabara-san, please calm down. I was already suppressing my agitation, even without Oishi-san having to tell me. It wouldn't solve anything if I continued to scream about my mistrust in the police. It would seem that I could only depend on myself and the bat Satoshi left behind to protect myself. Then I at least wanted to know about what happened before Rena transferred schools. You're aware that this won't be very interesting, right? Oishi-san, realizing my resolve couldn't be swayed, finally caved in. Right now, to me, there's nothing that I'll find uninteresting. Please. There are a few things I need you to agree to. Okay. Please keep this confidential. Also, part of this may be speculation. Not all of it may be true. Are you still interested? Yes! It might not be true. I don't understand what you mean. There isn't one main investigation for the mysterious chain of deaths in Hinamizawa. Each one is treated as its own individual case. Thus, Rena Ryugu has never been linked to any of the investigations. Basically, you see, this isn't an investigation of Rena done by the police, and is a personal inquiry is what you're telling me. This will make things a lot quicker since you understand. All of it is from either phone calls or meetings and interviews, so they aren't corroborated. I'm asking you to take this all with a grain of salt, is what I mean. Do you have an agreement? Yeah, sure, why not? It beats just sitting here doing nothing. All of it is just from what you heard. Yes, my apologies. It's all my personal investigation, you see. That thing. Before you said you saw Rena's chart, didn't you? I'm sure I heard you say that. Oishi-san paused for a moment on the other end of the line. I told you that too? Please pretend you didn't hear anything about that. I didn't care about Oishi-san having certain obligations and responsibilities. I also didn't care if there was no proof. Even if they were just rumors, there's no smoke without fire, after all. Please tell me, Oishi-san. Understood. Oishi-san finally opened those tight lips of his. It seemed that Rena Ryugu lived in Hinamizawa a long time ago. She had moved to Ibaraki Prefecture after she finished elementary school. Then following that, right after transferring, the unfortunate incident with the breaking of the school windows happened. Then Rena confided to the doctor. It was Oyashiro-sama. This was all that he knew. It's not helpful. There isn't much difference between what I know and what you know, Mayabara-san. Then what part did you investigate further, you lazy piece of shit? I didn't need to ask. It was the incident that happened just after she transferred. The incident Rena was responsible for, and what she divulged to the doctor afterwards, correct? Yes. After you learned about that, you started suspecting Rena and the others, didn't you? Yes, I did suspect them. So they're the ones after all. No, that's not what I meant by suspect them. Oishi-san was the type of person to say things with confidence, but these particular words were less than reassuring. And who do you suspect? That it was Oyashiro-sama. Huh? That Oyashiro-sama's curse really exists. Yeah, right, well. Oishi's laugh was quite dry, certainly not the kind that would make you want to join in. Oishi-san resumed the conversation about the dubious circumstances behind Satoshi's disappearance. The course of events up until the start of delving into Rena's past. Just then there was thunder in the distance and a heavy rain started pouring down. Oh, thanks, Storm, for being a jackass. I'm glad you decided to butt in. Who invited the storm? Ugh, God. Don't worry, probably the power will go out and, you know. Then all hell breaks loose. It came without warning. Rain so heavy it felt like it could beat you down. I'd left the window in my room open to a crack to let the heat out. The violent wind danced into my room and making the curtains flap wildly. What is it? Oh, nothing. It suddenly started raining heavily. You know, the natural stuff in life. Sorry, please continue. I got up while still on the phone and closed the window. I said it at the beginning that it was an incident, but because neither the school nor the victims filed charges, the police were never involved. So you see, those individuals involved were very reluctant to talk. Regardless of there being a victim who had one eye beaten so badly that it had been permanent damage. Jesus! It could have been the school or possibility of some individual who made arrangements to keep this from going public. Jesus, that's crazy! Also, the psychologist was very strict about their professional ethics. Wow, the one psychologist in the world. Hello? Mayabara-san, can you hear me? Oh shit. There's a figure of a person standing by the light near the mailbox this whole time. Oh my god, she's still out there? Even in this torrential rain, they didn't have an umbrella. It has to be Rena. It has to be Rena. They were unquestionably drenched from head to toe. In this shower, which more resembled a waterfall, droplets of water dripped down from her hair. I knew it. No thank you. God, that's creepy as fuck. Oh god. Close the window, close the blind. Or just throw something at her. And hopefully you hit her in the head and knock her unconscious. just standing there, both arms dangling at her side. In one hand was the stack of boxes wrapped in cloth. Her eyes focused on my room. Focused on me as I was about to close the window. Her mouth was methodically repeating a chewing motion. It was as if she had something hard to chew in her mouth, with her cheeks puffing out. Oh, please tell me she's not, like, eating someone. What could she be eating over there? How could it be that at this time I was more enthralled by Rena instead of the shocking developments being brought to light by Oishi-san? If it hadn't started raining, I wouldn't have gone to the window. Then I wouldn't have noticed Rena, nor would I have noticed that. Rena's mouth was moving in the same pattern. She wasn't eating something, she was repeating something. What was it? What was she repeating? To me. What was she saying? And why was I right up against the window fixated on her? Hello? Maibara-san! Can you hear me? Hello? I'm sorry. Maibara-san. I'm sorry. 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 Hello? Maibara-san! What's the matter? Even in this torrential downpour, Rena was still apologizing. The other self inside me drew the curtain hastily with my right hand, blocking my view to the outside. Good right hand. No wonder you're his favorite. But even doing that, Rena's relentless apologies still reached my ears. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I forgive you for this, will you forgive me for that? Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I'm sorry. 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 Damn it! Why did I have to forgive her? I'm the one who wants to be forgiven. What part of me can't you forgive? I won't be killed. If you won't forgive me, then I won't forgive you either. I won't forgive. 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 I won't forgive. Maibara-san, if you can hear me, then please respond. Hello? Oh shit. It's like, did Gage snap? What the fuck? Did he like legit just straight up snap? Oh, please tell me he goes to like goes to batting practice. Split personality and at the 7th mark. Or the 7-11 as I call it. Few new tips. Split personality. I see it in the movies quite often, but what is it exactly? Multiple personalities are thought to be an escapism. Multiple personality disorder is a form of escape? Yeah, it's their way of dealing with certain stresses and other stuff. They create this other person inside of them so that the original person can retreat behind them. Kind of like a shield. Form of a shield. Yeah, I've taken psychology before. Come on. Correct. The exact mechanism is not fully understood, but it's believed to be a type of defense for the brain to retain mental stability. See? Defense, shield, same thing. Hypothetically, poor people imagining themselves as wealthy is a form of escapism, is it not? Is this also a form of multiple personality disorder? No, it's not. It's different. I wouldn't go that far, but broadly speaking, one could infer that. It's something that occurs in us all. Does a split personality occur when one cannot tell which is reality and which is the escape? That's difficult to say. There are some who agree with that and some who disagree. No, I wouldn't say that, because you can have split personality and know which way's what's reality and what's the escape. I would say it's more just they mentally cannot handle their situation by themselves. So they feel that if they can get another person in there, well, not that they actually feel this way, it's more like, not actually, like, intentional. It's more subconsciously, they feel like safety in numbers. At least that's what I think. There is no consensus. Is the occurrence of multiple personalities still an unknown phenomenon, something not fully comprehended in the psychiatric field? Unfortunately, that is the current state of things. We can only put our hope in future research. But it's sort of cool having a split personality. What kind of people get a split personalities? Recent studies find those who develop it, or rather those who are more susceptible to developing it, may be genetically predisposed, or may have had abnormal mental development. Some say that childhood abuse increases the chances. I'd bet on that. Probably drug use as well near the beginning as well. If you like very early drug use, I guarantee you that will have split personality, or at least it'll raise the chances. Speaking of which, Person A here experienced abuse as a child, didn't he? How sad. Person A has 7 different personalities. Holy shit. Let's watch a video of him. Right after these commercials. Ha ha! Cock. Hey, let's go to the 7th mart where Rena's behind us. The 7th mart was a bargaining supermarket with food and alcohol. Hell yeah, fuck the food! What's this, Keiichi? So many. There's no reason to get all the different kinds, is there? I flopped all the different colored cup noodle balls into the cart. Cup noodles have gotten so elaborate recently, and there are a bunch of different types. I want to try each one of them at least. I knew it was pretty selfish of me, but I thought I'd at least give it a try. Keiichi, buy them in the big case, it's cheaper. Dad faltered. Well, I had a feeling it'd end up like this. Dad knew there was no point in him butting in. And I'd only get to eat one kind. I'd get bored with it. I was resisting as a formality. I'd already given up inside and wasn't sure which case of noodles to get. If you can't pick it, then Mommy will pick it for you. You don't have to rush me. I quickly searched the cases of noodles for what I want. Pork, bone, and ginger. Large cup? Hey Keiichi, can't you get a more normal one? If I let Mom pick, she'd err on the side of safety and get soy sauce or salt flavored. Pork bone is good. I don't want a big bowl of tasteless stuff. I remembered insisting that the noodles I picked were the right kind. Shit. In this frozen memory and time, this encapsulated world, I didn't have the power to look around my surroundings. So I did what I could, reached out with my hearing and vision, sharpening my senses to find the presence I overlooked. No matter how much I searched through my field of vision, I couldn't see Rena. I rewound the situation, searching. But of course I couldn't find her. Then, was she spying me from my blind spot? I go through the sound and presences again looking. I could sense the other customers. Oh, watch her be like that one, the presence behind my back or whatever. That was still bullshit. They were all mixed about, moving as they please. There was nobody looking over this way and no one trying to get behind me. Not here. Couldn't be here. Probably wasn't here. I could definitely notice if someone was right behind me, even though when I wasn't on guard. I smiled wryly at the belief of using a vague word like probably, right before contradicting it with definitely. Then I paused my mental replay as a chill ran down my spine. And if they played that fucking noise again, I swear to God. There was definitely a presence like a shadow behind me. That was a terror unlike any other. If a presence really had manifested behind me, I would definitely have turned around to check for it. But the world had moved on and there was no way for me to turn around. While carrying that frightening shadow on my back, I was gleefully running around the store searching for a case of noodles. Running through the instant noodle section, bad-mouthing my mom. but there was the presence constantly at my back, sticking to me like a shadow. No way to see what it was, realizing it now, after the fact it was horrifying and repulsive. In that moment of time, I was running around gleefully, carrying that cardboard box. Tip-tap. But listening to that moment again, I could hear footsteps, other than mine, going pit-pat with every step. Yeah, whatever. Walking. Walking noises. While I was running, the sound of those barefoot footsteps going pit-pat were right behind me. Bare feet? What the fuck? Me running around gleefully in that closed-off moment in time. But I didn't hear it. No, I heard it. That's why I remembered it. I didn't think I heard anything. That's why I didn't turn around. That is why I didn't turn around. In that moment, the pit-pat of those footsteps were following me the entire time. I couldn't run faster and escape. I couldn't run any faster than I had run at that time. I couldn't turn around. I hadn't turned around before, not once. When I returned to my parents and started talking, the shadow-like presence was right at my back. Since I didn't move, the shadow didn't move. That is why it made no sound. That was all. At that time, I hadn't taken a single step while talking to my parents. I was just standing there. This was undeniable. And yet, I heard it. A pit-pat. That shouldn't be. If I took 3 steps, it followed 3 steps. Wasn't that the rule? There was no sound other than that. And at that time, the world had gone dark. A sudden darkness. It was the end of my reflective journey. I was tired and wanted to end it. Someone turn on the light. Except my body couldn't move. As if I was sewn into that moment in time. Pit-pat. My past self's hair stood on end. That's impossible. Now that's just breaking the rules. I haven't moved. So you shouldn't be moving either. I couldn't move. So you shouldn't be able to move either. Follow the rules. Pit-pat. Yet that sound echoed in the darkness once again. The hair on the back of my neck prickled up on end. It was so close that it was hard to tell whether it was touching the hair or not. Why couldn't I move? Like how the presence was moving behind me. I quickly realized I could move. It's just that I was scared and didn't want to. But now was the only time I could turn around. It was something unforgivable in this moment in time. But I needed to turn around immediately. As if my entire being was trying to force me to stop it, it began to administer a pain like a needle being stuck into my every pore. Oh! Oh! I'll turn around. I'll turn around. I'm not scared at all. I'll turn around. I'll turn around. I'm not scared at all. A scream I was unable to vocalize. Ugh. I turned around. At first I couldn't understand the meaning of it. What? What is this? The situation in front of my eyes. It was like a mouth biting an apple and slurping the juices. The way you would do with an apple. My mind was being eaten. What the fuck is it? It began to munch down. Slurping the juices because it was like an apple. Meaning what was in front of me was... Oh, God. What was it? What? What's that? Read all tips. Ooh, we're coming to the end, guys. We're coming to the end. But oh my God, what the fuck was that last part? Oh my God. That was weird. That was legitimately the weirdest thing in the world. Not gonna lie. Wanna know what it was? I guess I'd be lying if I said I didn't get any sleep. No shit, I wouldn't get any either. All the lights would still be on. Electric bill would be through the roof, but I would be safe. I tried to stay awake all night, but there were definitely gaps in my memory. I guess I kept nodding off and jerking awake in a panic all night. See, all you need to do is keep fixing yourself food, eat, have all the lights on, watch TV. Just stay up. I mean, that's all I would do. Get as active as possible to stay awake. I spent all night hugging the metal bat and sat on top of the futon I used to barricade my door. Yes! He barricaded his door finally. Waiting, watching, just in case someone tried to break in through my window. If I left this spot, someone would break through the door, sending the futon flying and attack me. But if I stopped watching the window, someone would break through the glass and attack me. I tried telling myself I was just being paranoid, but I couldn't sleep. I wouldn't sleep. The thought of being so vulnerable scared the living daylights out of me. If I slept meant taking that risk, I didn't need it. It was so much better to just stay awake. At some point during that endless cycle of nodding off and jolting awake, light began to shine outside, but that was it. It wasn't so much the morning as it was just the sun simply having risen. I snuck a peek out through the curtains. Rena was gone. I couldn't see her anywhere, no matter how hard I looked. Oh my god, she's gonna be outside the door. She's gonna be right outside the door, and I'm gonna piss myself. Because he'll just, like, quickly show her face. I will throw my headset across the room and just jump straight up in the air. It's going to be bad. Please don't be inside. Finally, I could breathe this deep sigh of relief. The night was finally over. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tired, but I didn't feel like sleeping at the moment. I still had time. I need to make my own breakfast, so I'd better get started soon. Skipping school was also an option. That is the only option available. With my mom gone, it would be easy to play hooky. Honestly, I debated it. The risk involved in leaving my house was incalculable. Then why leave? If you can't calculate the risk, why leave? You're a dumbass. Oh, God. God, he's so stupid. So staying holed up in here was probably my safest option. But staying here wouldn't solve anything. Yeah, it would. Oishi-san wouldn't help me without cold hard evidence. He can't help you if you're dead. You're gonna die when you go outside. Neither he nor my parents. So unless I found some sort of proof, these relentless nights would never end. I stretched my body, tilted my head back, and closed my eyes just like I did every morning. God, he is an idiot. I regulated my breathing and regained my senses. Calm down, Keiichi. Let's go to school. Let's wait until they set their trap for me. But that didn't mean I was just going to twiddle my thumbs. I needed to avoid that trap and secure irrefutable evidence. Take note of the plates of any cars that drive by. If I see someone suspicious, check their clothes and face. I wasn't just protecting myself, I was preparing myself to turn their attack against them and retaliate. The tension was similar to when two samurai were both aiming to slay each other with a single motion as they drew their katanas. I was not at a disadvantage. I would have a chance to retaliate. I finally felt a bit of courage growing in my chest. Alright, let's go to school. I tightened my grip on Satoshi's bat. He was the only partner I could count on. Satoshi, please lend me your strength. And entrust your dying request to me, since you were probably murdered. Thanks. Thanks, Keiichi. I'll make sure I dispel them. With renewed resolve, I checked the clock. It was still early. Of course, I was going to school by myself today. If I didn't want to run into Rena or Mion, I needed to leave now. What, you don't want to talk to creepy Rena? The shattered fragments of the cupboard were still strewn all over the entryway. Right, I meant to clean that up last night, but never got around to it, with the phone call and everything. If my parents came back and saw this while I was at school, I would never hear the end of it. They said they're coming back tomorrow afternoon. Let's say you get off at 3 or 5, you're still gonna probably get there before them. So I mean, I would leave it. Fuck it. Say someone broke into the house and broke the cupboard and left. So I'd be wasting time if I cleaned it up right now. And considering what would happen if I ran into Rena or Mion, it wouldn't be too late to clean it up after I got back home. See, there you go. Making extra certain that the doors were locked, I left the house. Someone's gonna be there. Oh god, someone's gonna be there when I come home, isn't there? Damn it. My uniform was still covered in mud from yesterday, so I left it in the washer. Today I was going to school in my tracksuit. By wearing a different outfit this morning, my mind was forced to accept that today was different from yesterday. I had a hunch. Today might be the day I got killed. Oh, positive outlook, buddy. Yay! The bright, shining beam of sunshine that is known as Keiichi Maya fucking Bara. Keep your guard up, Keiichi Maibara. The only one who gets to decide if today is my last is me. That's the resolve. But I'm gonna die today. Oh, thanks, Keiichi. God, he has a... Something that I've been thinking of, that it just seems, is that he has like a multiple personalities. The one that wants to live and the one that wants to die. Or at least that doesn't want to survive. I spent the morning practicing my swing like it was my natural routine. After a while, Rena arrived to school. Oh, how are your fingers that I almost cut off? Our eyes met, but we said nothing. Rena said nothing about last night. As if it never happened. Fuck off. But I could see that those events were real by the wounds carved into her fingers. Yes, we've damaged the Rena. Now only we have to apply that to her throat as we crush it with our bare hands. I just heard her telling Satoko and the others that the bandages were from her hurting herself in the kitchen. Though it wasn't like it bothered me. I could give two shits. The details that Oishi-san shared about Rena's incidents about her transfer played vividly in my mind. Now that I knew about it, I couldn't even dream of Rena as a cute, ideal girl. No shit. I thought that was Mion until she went batshit crazy. Hopefully that was just a phase and just Rena rubbing off on her. Please. Because I liked Mion. Kei-chan, I see you're still aiming for the Nationals. It was Mion. I had already sensed her approach, so I wasn't that surprised. Oh, Mion, if you understand, then leave me alone. I'm busy practicing. I gave her a curt reply without my usual jokes. Then I gave the bat an even larger swing, tactically keeping Mion from getting any closer. Hey, Kei-chan, take it easy. I think Mion got the message, but she still urged me to give it a rest. Homeroom's not that far off, is it? Just let me finish practicing. I swung the bat even harder as a sign of my refusal. Kei-chan, when did you get into baseball? Just recently. Recently? You mean yesterday? Don't ask if you already know. Oh dear. That's a very unsportsmanlike reply. You're distracting me. Go away. I ignored Mion and kept swinging. Normally she'd get mad or bored and leave if someone gave her the cold shoulder like this. But Mion just stood there, waiting patiently for me to stop swinging. I didn't sense any hostility. But we were at school, in plain view. I doubt she'd suddenly attack me here. Or was that too naive? Still, I was starting to get tired. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to take a break and hear her out. You need something for me, right? Oh, you need me for something, right? What is it? Sweat poured from me as I stopped swinging. I noticed my shoulders were heaving as I breathed. I cursed my lack of exercise. This rate, I might not be able to move as needed when the time came. I should probably keep practicing my swing to build stamina in addition to the excuse for carrying the bat around with me. Well, it's nothing important. If you're tired, I can ask again later. Ooh. What are you, wanting that I had to be all refreshed for, Mion? That was fun. I'm only dealing with you right now because I judged the situation to be safe. Talking to you alone and away from the others, that's out of the question. I'd rather talk to her than Rena. I'm sorry. Rena's way crazier. Well, Mion was uncharacteristically trying to choose her words. But unlike Oishi-san, it didn't look like she was going to talk about something I'd rather not hear. Mion was puzzled, trying to find the right thing to say. But when she gave a hearty laugh to break herself out of that mire. This old man's just no good at this stuff. Having a poor vocabulary hurts. What's this all of a sudden? If you have something to say, just say it. Stop it. Stop that swinging. She cut straight to the point. Her request was so frank I didn't understand it for a moment. I'd already stopped swinging to listen to her, hadn't I? I just stopped, didn't I? That's not what I meant. I want today to be the last day you swing that bat. I'm sorry. It took me some time to understand what she was asking for. What's wrong with swinging a bat? Why? It's none of your business, is it? I'm not bothering anyone, am I? You are. Mion said it flat out. This didn't make any sense, and that was really irritating. When did I bother anyone? Mion was at a loss for words, but she finally made up her mind and spoke, though she stuttered as she said it. Because, Kei-chan, that's someone else's bat. You shouldn't borrow it without permission. It was left behind by a student who transferred, right? I'm just borrowing it until he comes back for it. Yeah, he transferred. Mion grew uncharacteristically flustered. That made it all too clear that his transfer was a lie. But strange, isn't it? For the older brother to transfer by himself, while his little sister stayed behind. Mion couldn't hide her reaction as my words shook her up. Kei-chan, you knew? Satoshi Hojo. Satoko's older brother, right? The one demoned away last year. Unable to respond to that, Mion fell silent. Rena asked the same thing. Why did he start swinging that bat? She told me Satoshi did the same thing, practicing his swings right before he went missing. So, is this some kind of omen for Oyashiro-sama's curse? This bat is the answer! It's the key! Shh. Mion panicked and I looked around. Please, Kei-chan, don't mention Oyashiro-sama so recklessly. I don't believe in him, but the others very much do. Rena especially. No shit, Rena believes in it. Dangerously, so? Anyway, you're scaring everyone. If you're just fooling around, then stop it. You have to stop acting like Satoshi. I was the one who was scared. She looks pretty pissed off. Who do I have to thank for taking up this bat in the first place? But it still unsettled me knowing that my actions were overlapping with Satoshi's. It would be one thing if someone suggested it, but I thought I was making my own decisions. I'll say this now. I don't know anything about Satoshi. After all, you didn't tell me anything about him. We didn't mean to hide it. You were hiding the incidents that happen every year, weren't you? That's because we didn't want to, You didn't want to scare me? That's your reason for leaving me out? No, we didn't mean to. Mion, I asked you directly if something happened at the dam, didn't I? And you told me nothing happened. When someone was dismembered and murdered. You lied to me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you. Friends don't hide things from each other, right? Isn't that right? Then you all aren't my friends. Kei-chan, Mion looked helpless and flustered. Was I imagining the tears in her eyes? I never could have imagined Mion acting like this. Oh, by the way, those get well mochi you brought me the other day, they were good. I thought I was going to bleed. Who did it? You? Or Rena? me. She admitted it so easily. I couldn't help but to be surprised at how easy that was. You could have killed me. How could you do that to a friend? But it was just a little prank. Neon gave me a wry smile mixed with the confusion, causing even more anger to well up inside me. You think that was a prank? It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, bro. Calm down. It's fine. Yeah, you're gonna be fine anyway. It's fine. Jesus Christ. This is crazy.